What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing well as always. Look, I'm absolutely hammered. I just finished doing my yard here, and it's like 32 degrees here in Australia today. It's so hot, and even hotter tomorrow. So, you know, I just got into doing yard. Check it out, guys. Nothing like a fresh new lawn, right? But I'm just laying here on the grass and just having a think, and I really started to just ponder on what is the concept of business. Like, there's a lot of people out there that are in business or wanting to get into business that don't fully understand what a business is. So I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to break it down like really rudimentarily, but in a way that everyone can really understand, I guess. So at its core, a business is essentially offering something of value to somebody else. It could be another business or the community or whoever your customer is. Offering something of value, and in return for that value, you get a return on of actual monetary value, right? So you're giving something of value, whether it's a physical product, whether it's information, what doesn't matter what it is. You're giving something of value to your target audience, which is just a customer. And like I said, it can be a business-to-business customer, or it can be just the customer of the community. And in return for that, they give you money, right? So, but you don't want just any old return, right? That's not what it's all about. Business truly is about the bottom line, right? The after expenses, what you have left, right? The profit. Most of these things you see online, right? Like with just say Amazon FBA, for example, you see people doing tens of thousands of dollars a month. You see people doing millions of dollars a year. But at the end, after everything's said and done, all the costs of having the product manufactured, having the product imported, taxation, importation tax, you know, docking tax, all sorts of things, and advertising and all of this stuff, these millions per annum come down to maybe $100,000, $200,000 per year, right? So yeah, don't get confused on what revenue is to the bottom line, right? The bottom line is after tax, after everything. What is your bottom line profit? And that's what you should really value a business on, not revenue. You have to bear with me, guys. I'm just so tired. Like, oh my God, really got smashed today in this heat, just enjoying the breeze under this tree at the moment. But yeah, so how does that pertain to your publishing business? Well, it all depends on what sort of publishing you're doing, right? If you're doing ghostwriting, there's a capital expenditure that goes into ghostwriting. You also need to outsource everything. Outsource your cover, outsource the writing, outsource the editing, outsource, well, you got to advertise, right? There's all these things involved in ghostwriting. So when you get that return, it's not bottom line return, right? It's revenue. And then you've got to deduct what your expenses were to get your bottom line profitability factor, I should say. And if you're doing low and no content, well, you know, most of this is done yourself, so there's not too much capital expenditure in the beginning. But with the competition that exists in this area today, you must advertise, right? And you must really ramp up your advertising and spend a good amount of money to make a good amount back. So again, you're not, when you see people like throwing up, I made $3,000 in this month, a lot of them will say, I only spent $200. It's, you know, they must be bloody good, because I tell you what, that's so hard to do, especially in a market that's just smashed. There's so many people in there, right? So it's usually not the case, but if it is the case, kudos to you guys, because I haven't been able to achieve that. But so anyway, in low and no content, just like with ghostwriting, there's capital expenditure. What you see in these screenshots is actually revenue, not profit, right? And then you have public domain, which this is why this business just blows my mind. And it's not because I do it or teach it, guys. It's because it's real. Everything is free. There's not a single cent to pay. There's no outsourcing. There's no editors. There's no cover creators that we need to outsource to. There's no ad expenditure. There is no nothing. So when you see my screenshots, you're seeing bottom line profitability. The very first sale, even if it's $3, is 100% pure profit. And guys, in all the years, 25 years of being an entrepreneur, haven't seen that in any other business. I don't think it exists, to be honest, right? Like you can invest in a startup company and, you know, make dividends and returns and things like that, right? But it takes a very long time just to get 100 grand a year. Like with this business, you can get to 100 grand a year in a year, you know, like, oh, if you guys look, if you look at traditional business, I come from an era where, before the internet, right? So I understand traditional business, and a lot of you guys would as well, but I don't know if you were in business back then, but I've been in business since I was very young. So I understand what sort of sacrifice needs to be made when you start a traditional bricks and mortar business. I've had many. I had a shop it's a place called Chapel Street in Melbourne in Australia, and we sold fashion. One of my ex-partners, sorry flies guys, was a fashion designer, and I tell you what, it took us 2 years to get profitable, running at a loss for 2 damn years, importing all these clothes, having them designed, all these taxes, the cost of the shop, staff, everything was just burning holes in our pockets. That's why I understand how unique public domain publishing is. Guys, it's truly a godsend. It's a business that is unlike any other. And I find it so difficult to portray in these videos how damn rare that is. It's so rare. It is like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Public domain publishing is it's a once in a lifetime business when you pull it off. Once in a lifetime. And you know, of course you guys may think, yeah Dan, you're biased, you teach this stuff, and it's right, and I did it for 10 years before I decided to teach it. I understand how damn valuable it is, how many times it saved my family, saved my life, saved my other businesses, literally my life, guys. And I'm bringing out a webinar soon and I talk about exactly how that happened. So yeah, at the end of the day, look, I had another bricks and mortar business. I had many. This one was building custom timber bunk beds, right? And we had a little factory in a place called Windsor in New South Wales, Australia. And there was a couple of us in there, and we had to pay wages again. We had to buy building materials. We needed spray paints and machinery. We had to pay rent on the factory and all of these things. And we ran at a loss for 1.25 years before we made our very first dollar in profit, guys. We were making good revenue, don't get me wrong, but this is where I'm trying to explain the difference here, guys. Our books showed massive figures. We were selling these bunk beds for like $4,500 a bed. They were amazing beds, right? Like beds that kids play forts and things, right? And we made them custom and sold them on eBay. And we were making huge revenues, huge, but 1.25 years before we made our very first dollar in profit, guys. And that first 1.25 years was tough. And that's why, again, I have to tell you guys, public domain publishing is unique. It literally is the gold at the end of the rainbow. And I could be that little leprechaun that gets you there, right? So if you want help to build this business, this really unique 100% profitability business in public domain publishing on Kindle Direct Publishing, then comment below. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, there's a link below this video. Just reach out to me. And let's get you started in actually finding that pot of gold. Because guys, it's hard work. It's a business, right? It's going to take time. But you can get to 6 figures if you do this right in your very first year. And if you do that, that's 6 figures, 100% profit. Not revenue, bottom line profit after tax. No capital expenditure. I'm sure you guys can see the value in that. Anyway guys, I'll talk to you all later. I'm just going to rest here in the shade for a while and go and shower, and then my family's away at the moment, going to see my partner's family down in Sydney. I had to work, so I'm still here. I got a lot to do on this coaching business before I can go away for New Year's Eve. So if I don't get it done, you know, these are the sacrifices we make, guys, as businesses. My family's away in Sydney right now as business owners, enjoying family and feasting and giving presents and seeing each other. I'm here mowing my lawn and then going to work through the night. you know, it's just what we do. All right, guys, I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great day, and Merry Christmas. See you later.